Let's talk about Dog Soldiers from 2002, directed by Neil Marshall of Newcastle, who also made The Descent, another good horror film. But here he goes down a more comedic route with a bunch of squaddies in the middle of the Scottish Highlands against a pack of werewolves.
Nice.
I really enjoyed the fact that the film started with a girl getting fingered in a tent.
Of course you did. You are Captain Fingers.
Captain Fingers.
That's what they call me down south.
Probably my favourite scene, Stu. He's unzipping our trousers, and then all you hear is...
Got a growler out.
Yes.
There was no need to shoot a dog at the start, though, was there? That was a bit fucking out of order.
Oh, yes, what a shame.
Captain fucking Ryan.
Sir Davos. Yeah, Cooper, who ends up being the main soldier in the film, is only the voice of fucking Soap McTavish.
Short, controlled bursts.
Yeah, why did they say that? And then no does controlled bursts after that. Did you notice that?
I didn't know the MP5s had semi-automatically.
Yeah, they tell everyone just shoot in short bursts, and then even him who has said it, they just unload the full clip and everything they fucking do from that point onwards.
Oh, you would have like some kind of anxiety over the ammunition you were using, wouldn't you? But now they're all just trigger-happy idiots.
What really annoyed me is right at the start, they're doing like an exercise, aren't they, in the wilderness or whatever, and they land the chopper. I get it's just a drill, but I don't think that half of them should immediately remove their helmets, because surely you're just going to get sniped. That must be some kind of safety breach and just immediate fail of your exercise.
I thought you sounded a little bit like Spoon there. I love how like half the squad are just from Newcastle.
It's a great representation of the North East, isn't it? I love it when a posh bird talks dirty.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, we've got our own little werewolf, Bella.
Oh, dear.
The funny thing about this film is that everyone assumes these are werewolves, but they're actually not. This is just local Scottish women, and this is how they behave after a few bodies down their local Weatherspoons, don't they? It's absolute fucking animals. I'll tell you what I really loved is the squad versus pack element to this. Because it was kind of like playing Clash of Clans, wasn't it? Who ironically sponsored today's video.
Nice. I think we've got a little problem.
Can I get us sued for pretending that Clash of Clans sponsored us?
I think you might be at a little bit of risk of that happening.
Alright, sorry, fuck it. This video is not sponsored by Clash of Clans because they're in a totally different region to us. But luckily, by using NordVPN, you can mask your location and keep us safe from hackers.
No.
No? Not alright either?
No, it's not, no.
I mean, we're getting there.
Cut it off.
Aw.
I guess a bit like when you use a razor from today's sponsors, Dollar Shave Club. eh?
Stop using fake sponsors, man.
No, they're real. They're real things,
They are
Connor.
real, yeah.
They exist.
Is it because they'll sue us?
Yes.
To save us money, basically.
Well, yeah, aye.
Oh, right, fair. By using today's sponsor, Honey, you can actually save money just by using it.
Well, I used Honey yesterday, actually. I bought a load of furniture and I got fucking 20% off.
There you go.
Exactly.
Did you use code Unleash the Ghouls when you were doing it?
If you'd like to actually sponsor the channel, feel free.
Do you know what, lads? I'm really sorry, but Bella's in season and she's actually trying to fuck my arm while I'm recording.
So the squad, anyway, I like the banter, the dynamic that they've got. Obviously, you got the Sarge, who's just the stew of the group, I would say.
As in perfect, handsome.
Is that how it goes? Yeah.
I quite like the fact that they all had big fluorescent yellow tips on their guns just to remind them that they're not real.
Just playing airsoft, weren't they?
I just Marge Simpson on the front of their guns, like. Big set.
And you can kind of tell the squad spent a bit of time together with the way they sort of go on and have some good little bonding scenes early on, like the Sarge telling a fucking horrendous story about his mate who got blown up by like an anti-tank mine and shit, which is actually quite a good scene.
Was his mate a tank?
But either they're sort of in the Highlands for a bit and then bump into Ryan's squad, who are like special ops. They're trying to like catch a werewolf to sort of use it as a weapon, but they get smashed by the Scottish women.
Bruce doesn't, does he? Bruce, the fucking idiot, just running around, and he runs so fast that he impales himself on a tree.
That was a bit fucking
Like,
stupid.
oh, lads, come on.
I would have much preferred him to just get wiped out by a werewolf all of a sudden, because it just makes Bruce look like an idiot. Like he's a trained soldier.
How do fucking bullets lights not work, but a Polaroid camera fucks them up.
It's a bit inconsistent, these werewolves. All you need, apparently, is a frying pan and you're sound.
Yeah. They just kind of lost all of their hunting ability as soon as they went indoors, didn't they?
From the outside, they're just superbly extreme, like, killers. I quite like when they do the black and white, like, dog vision when they're running about and stuff like that. But then as soon as they're, like, indoors, they're just, like, you can't get through a bathroom door.
And people can have fucking fist fights with him.
When you used to be a kid and you used to go, come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. Was that from this film?
No, that's that's always been
Oh,
a
was
thing.
it? Right, okay.
It just existed when the world started.
Adam saw Eve in the garden. Come and have a go if you think you're... So they get attacked by the werewolves, but obviously Bruce runs into the tree, and the Sarge gets slashed. His guts get ripped
Had his
apart.
bangers hanging out, didn't he?
His bangers? Sausages!
Like, just stuffed them back in, sticked them up a little bit.
Aye, got his werewolf healing at this point, which is quite good. I like that. And Ryan's the same. He gets slashed across the chest, but gets a bit more powerful and smart before falling over and then becoming a werewolf in like 5 seconds.
You know, there's one bit that I found like really pointlessly funny. They're all like in the house, they're all trying to protect themselves from the werewolves, and one of them starts breaking in from the outside. They're all hammering windows like with nails and that, and it puts its hand paw through the letterbox.
Hand paw?
But while they're hammering stuff, like it puts its hand through the letterbox, and someone just pats its hand a few times, and it just runs away.
I quite like they sort of got to arm themselves with the most mundane shit. So they've got like fucking pans of boiling water on the go to just fling at them.
At one point, one guy grabs a fucking stick and just shouts, "Fetch!"
Oh, and then they just have a little bit of a break. Tell you what, lads, I know half of us have been eaten, but we're going to call a ceasefire with the werewolves, and we're just going to gather around the piano for a bit.
It is just like a kind of base under siege film. Like most of it is just, right, we're in this little house, we've got this woman who's like rescued us, let's just fight the werewolves off for like an hour. But they do it like quite amusingly, I think. The fact that they've got like not a lot of real ammo and it doesn't really do anything to them anyway. Other than that, it's blanks. Other than that, it's like pots and pans. It's just, right, let's just fucking fight some wolves.
I didn't really get it when they found the house, because they were told that they need to be like really quiet, and then they blow a car up outside and then hammer all those planks onto the windows. And all I could think when I was watching that is, do you know what they should have done? They should have moved next to a waterfall.
Not this fucking waterfall argument again. We've already been through this like 50 episodes ago.
The thing with this film is, like, it starts off, it takes 20 minutes for anything to happen. It's just a weak start where we're just showing all these lads on a pointless tour. After about 20 minutes, we find this house, and then the rest of the film is just like Professor Lupin and Sirius Black attacking the fucking Weasleys for an hour and a half, isn't it? One even finds Excalibur and just starts fucking stabbing, chopping arms off and shit.
It did make us cringe, though, at the end. He's having the fight with the final boss, sort of traps the sword in between his teeth, and it's just grinding over them.
Fucking disgraceful, that, like.
But I don't get with the sword as well. Like, fucking Spoonie finds the sword and he's tooled up. But Cooper just takes the sword off him, like, you'll have someone's eye out with that. Yeah, that's the point. It's a sword. Why would you put the sword down for being dangerous and then just go, right, use that frying pan, mate? It's just a bit of a silly decision.
The weird kind of twist at the end is that woman's just been like the mum the whole time, right? Which basically means that she was getting raw dogged by those bad boys, right?
Very niche.
Well,
Sorry, mate, go on.
Sorry, mate, go on.
No, you go on.
No, you go ahead.
No, go on.
Oh,
Someone
well,
else
go
go
ahead.
on.
Connor, you go ahead. You do it.
So a very niche
I was joking.
Niche reference. Has anybody seen Ultimate Force with Ross Kemp?
I only see him on Albert Square.
Fighting his brother.
Hugh, educate us on Ultimate Force.
Ultimate Force is a drama that followed the SAS, and it reminded me of this film. That's it, like.
That's the point.
Oh, nice.
Great.
That's
nice.
the point.
It would have hit
Good
more.
point, well
It would have hit more if you went, oh yeah, I've seen Ultimate Force. I see exactly what you mean.
But there's still no point. Have you seen this other show where it's got army people in? Yeah. Well, it's like that, isn't it?
Have you seen Band of Brothers?
I can't believe that.
On a positive, though, Coop got a promotion mid-fight. Sarge, he said, Coop, squad's yours, mate. Extra $5,000 a year and a generous bonus scheme.
Have you ever heard of the British Army?
I'm slightly aware.
Yeah, so it was a bit like that, wasn't it?
I am a bit upset that Spoon is no more. What a fucking character he is. He's just like a typical Jack the Lad prick. Gobby little shite as well. Ended up fighting the werewolf with a frying pan and his bare hands.
Yeah, he has a fucking fist fight.
He does quite well, though.
He does.
Be like Danny DeVito versus Deontay Wilder.
Some of the soldiers' decisions are a bit questionable, to be honest.
What, going to Scotland?
Yes, the fact that they've gone to Scotland. I mean, like, you've already mentioned the short control bursts thing. Even though they do, like, round for round counts of ammunition, and they're like, oh, we're running a bit low on ammunition here. Oh, the werewolves are back at her. Fucking open fire! On top of the short control bursts, you've got the stun grenades. They're like, all right, we've got 3 of these. Only use them when absolutely necessary. All 3 of them are used when it is not absolutely necessary.
Even them out the window.
They do that with the shooting as well, though. Like, he sticks his gun through the letterbox and just blind fires till the magazine's empty.
They just don't like the guns, do they? And they just want to fist fight him instead.
I mean, Joe does that when he gets in the back of the Land Rover. He's just, I'll fucking have you!
Can you imagine if you turned the cougar on in your house for 5
the
seconds?
what?
The cougar.
The fucking what? Oh, hang on.
The cougar?
The what now?
The cougar?
The cougar? Oh, yeah?
It's the cougar, mate.
Do you want to go down to the library and go get a book?
I want to get a boot, but first I want to get a cougar.
I can't carry on if you're going to keep
Right.
speaking like a child.
Can you imagine if you turn the cougar on for 5 for 5 seconds, right? Right, if you turn the hob on,
The hoob.
you turn the big black thing on in your house.
Fuck.
What's Kofi doing in your house?
Hey, I've got my fucking trousers on still, calm down.
I can't take your point seriously from here on out, mate.
Why not? Fucking hell, mate. We only watched Duke Soldiers.
So when the sergeant dies, anyway,
Turning into the werewolf. Like 3 werewolves come in the room.
Werewolf eye.
The camera goes right to the floor and it shoots them upwards and it just looks like a rap album cover.
I quite like how the werewolves are shot in the film.
What, with guns or?
Short controlled bursts.
Do you know the people that were dressed up as the werewolves were actually a load of dancers because they wanted them to move more elegantly?
Scottish women dancers.
No, because they're all fucking pole dancers. They were actual dancers.
What do you mean? Actual
All of them.
What do you mean?
It's an absolute factory of them, like.
Factory! A fucking factory! The last fight was a little bit like watching a game of Raid Shadow Legends, isn't it, really? Who happened to be the next sponsor of this video.
Yes. More of that sponsorship money. Rooney, as Hugh would call it. What do we think of this film, lads?
It was alright, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was quite funny in parts. I could watch it again, but I wouldn't choose it over anything else.
Very fair.
It was an honest review.
I think the film in general was alright. It wasn't too difficult to watch.
I still really like this film. I do like the chemistry between all the soldiers. And it's basically just like a bit of Predator and a bit of Auf Wiedersehen Pet with a bit of werewolf action in it. But overall, yeah, enjoyable one. So there you go. That was our honest review of Dog Soldiers. Cheers out. Leave a comment if you like that one. If you don't, let us know what you think.
Is that it?
Yeah.